Good afternoon, everybody. I am here making some moon sand. I had a little bit of sand left in here, but you can use flour. I'll give you the recipe. And I've never made it before, but I love moon sand. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a little different, so this is kind of what it looks like afterwards. And it's really good. It feels so good to just run your hands through and squeeze. Oops. It is a little messy, so you might want to do it outside, but it's a great activity to do with your kids, and it is wonderful to give them to play with when maybe they're feeling down or upset, or maybe you have a kid that really struggles with stress, anxiety. It's a great tool. A lot of social workers that I've worked with use it, and it's also really nice to give to kids for like free time. So I recommend doing it outside, like I said, and maybe even playing it with it outside. I mixed it all in a bag, and then I put it in this container so that I can just put a top right on it, seal it, but you can keep it in a bag too. So what you use for it is, it's so simple. So I have a recipe. I brought a rag out here because it is sandy. So it's 2 ingredients. You can either use sand, like this is just the sand that you get from like Michael's, or Walmart might have it if you're in the Tawas area. Ben Franklin might have it too. So you get the sand, it's a few dollars, or you can get flour. So if you use flour a lot, or maybe that's a cheaper version, you can do that. And then this is vegetable oil that I'm using, but you can use any oil. I've only used vegetable oil, but a lot of people use baby oil. I would do unscented, as little scent as possible, unless you're adding like essential oils or something like that. That's a little more relaxing, because artificial scents can really set kids off. Sometimes there are kids that are having meltdowns, or they're really struggling to keep their bodies or even their words under control. And it's not always the case, but sometimes it really does have to do with fragrances. A lot of our kids that have disabilities, some of them are apparent, but then others might not be. They might be hidden disabilities or hidden struggles like we all have. So one of those is fragrance. So a lot of the times we use like Febreze, or we have all of these scents like our detergents, things like that, and it can be really overwhelming to a lot of people. Think about, like, I like to think of it as like a dog has a really strong sense of smell, and some kids and people are just really sensitive to it, and it can set them off. So anyway, so I'm gonna show you this recipe. You can make a big batch, which is 8 cups of flour and then 1 cup of oil, or you can do a smaller batch, which is 2 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of oil, which you can, you can figure that out on your own, but I just wanted to make it easy. So I'm going to show it to you. Oh, it's going to be backwards. Never mind. Yeah, that's backwards. So I'll have to show you. I'll have to put it in the comments, and I'll do that. So you just add it in. I recommend using the bag, because then you can smush it all together, or you can stir it, but it does take a little bit of time. And then what it does is it just, let me show you, it clumps. I hope you can see that. So it clumps up, it feels really good. Kids can build castles or different things. I probably could have added a little more oil, but it's not a big deal. So this is called moon sand. It's a really nice thing, like I said, for kids that struggle with stress, even yourself, it's really nice. But you can also make activities out of it. So you can build things, tell stories about what you're building. You can use it to form shapes or letters. Like if you press it down, this is really fun. If you press it down, you could draw an A in it. Maybe not this one, but you should be able to draw things in it, make pictures, describe those pictures. You could have them follow directions. So, you could say, draw a line going all the way down, and then put sand on both sides of it. You could draw a road don't know if you can see what I'm doing. You can make a road like this, and then you could tell them if you had, you know, an object or something, maybe it's not just the sand, but if you had an object, you could always say, you know, put something in between. So you're using those linguistic concepts that are really tough for a lot of kids when following directions. And you could say put something next to, or to the right, to the left if you want to get a little complicated. You could say in front of, all of these different words that to us it might sound really easy, but for some of our kids they just don't pick up on it, and it's harder for them to know what those words mean, and that really helps if you know what those words mean when it comes to following directions. Which, how many times do you hear people or adults say, oh, I wish my kid would just follow directions, or they don't even listen to me, and I tell them to do something, I know that they're hearing me, but they're ignoring me. Sometimes they're not ignoring you, they really don't know what under or over or between, on top of, all of these words that we assume that they just know, but they might really be reading your gestures a lot of the time. So, because a lot of the times we do point or show them in some way, and they really can pick up on that, but they might not know the actual words. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can add some color to it, but I would also stay away from dyes as well. Even though it's fun, for some kids it's not a good idea. So you know your kiddo. If you have questions, let me know. But moon sand, you should totally make this stuff. It is messy though, like I said. I'm gonna say it again. Do it outside, okay? Or with like plastic down or something. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope that it's beautiful for you, as beautiful as it is outside. It's so nice out. So therapy should get started pretty soon. I did get drafts of the contracts. Super excited for that, and I will be getting a hold of families soon. So be on the lookout for a message from me in the next week or two, okay? Have a good one. Bye.